One thing I wanted to ask you, because a lot of times when we go through that settlement, I listen to you and you go line by line and explain, you know, pretty much where every penny is going for the transaction. And one thing you often will talk about is prorations. And so, what is the proration of like let's say property taxes? What does it mean to prorate the taxes?
Sure. So when we prorate taxes, we want to make sure that the sellers are paying for the portion of the year that they have owned their home for their property tax portion. So if they have owned the home from January 1st up until closing, which is the funding reporting, we'll prorate those taxes, give a prorated tax credit to the new buyers for that portion of the year. So from January 1st up until, for example, July 1st, if that's when closing was, the sellers will pay the buyers their portion up until July. Come the end of the year, or when your taxes are due in November in Utah, the buyer will be responsible to pay for the full year's worth of property taxes.
So in November, they have to pay as if they had lived there the entire year, but at settlement, they got credited for the portion of the year that the seller owned the home.
Exactly. So
Okay.
they're really only being charged from when they took ownership of the home up until the end of the year, December 31st.
Perfect. And that's not just true with taxes, right? I mean, what are some of the other things that we prorate?
Yeah, so those can include any items that the sellers have prepaid for in advance. So
Okay.
that can include things like monthly HOA dues. Sometimes HOA dues are annual. That can include, water, sewer, or garbage prorations as well. If they're paid quarterly or monthly, we want to make sure that those funds are dispersed fairly among the parties.